today I would like to finish the topic of the foundation in Revit. So we have the foundation for our walls, we have a slab right over here, and it's time to create some footing for our structural columns. So with holding the left button of the mouse on the box view, I will pivot to see to the other side of my column, and now to see that my columns are standing on the ground floor and they are standing on nothing, so I will change them to go to the bottom. The fastest way to do this is just click one of the column and then right button of the mouse and choose select all instances visible in view or in entire project. In this case, this is no matter which we choose, because all the columns we have created before are seen in this view. So I will click visible in view and change the base level for -1 floor and click in the empty space to accept my change. Now we can go to the structure tab and go to the group of tools foundation, which is located here. So we have here the structural foundation for wall, we have slab, which we have created in previous movies, and we have structural foundation isolated. So this is the special tool where we can create footing for our column. I will click on it. Revit show me the window that no structural foundation family is loaded in the project. Would you like to load one? No. So Revit couldn't find any family which will be correspond with this tool. So let's say yes, and here we have our Autodesk standard libraries with folders and categories for each family type. So let's zip to the down and see that we can find structural foundation, and we have some different families which we can use for our project. We have MCAP foundation in the view preview, which is quite useful. We can see the 3D view of our family, what it looks like. So we have MCAP foundation, M footing rectangular, and I think that this one, which is rectangular, should be good for us. So click on it and choose open. Revit is ready to plate footing. Let's say in the properties palette, what do we have here? We have two types of the footing rectangular, 1800 per 1200 per 450 millimeters, or 2400 per 1800. So let's create a new one. To do this, we have to accept one of the existing type and go to edit type. Now let's duplicate our footing. Revit automatically add a suffix 2 to the name of the type. Let's change the type for 1200 per 1200. Accept, and now I can change my dimension with 120 is okay, so I will change 180 to 120. Accept, and now I will show you in the drop list that we have two types which were before and our new type 1200 per 1200. As you can see, I can place my footing anywhere I want, but this is not the right way to do this. In my context ribbon, I will choose Add Column. I multi-select all the columns and click Finish to accept. I will delete this tree which I show you to place, that we can place them anywhere, we don't have to do this end column, and I will pivot my view this time by holding Shift button on my keyboard and scroll on my mouse. So let's go back to the ground floor, and I will create section. This time I will go to the tab View on my ribbon and choose Section tool. Now I can create this short section. I will already change the depth of my section. I can go to this section by choosing it in the project browser section 1. And here I will change detail level for fine. And here we can see that my footing seems to not correct. I will check the dimension of my footing by using measure between two references. So I will click first endpoint, and second endpoint is 25 centimeters. So my footing are into the slab. So I would prefer that my columns should be base offset by the height of the slab, which is 20 centimeters. So on my section 1 I will choose one of the column, click the right button of the mouse, but this time it's very important to choose in entire project, because in this view we can see only two columns. So I will show you this, that Revit is choosing only these two columns. Cancel my selection and I will click once again this column, and this time I will choose select all instances in entire project, and as you can see I have 26 columns selected. So now I am changing the changes for all of them. So base offset for all these columns should be -20, and Revit warned me that an attached structural foundation will be moved to the bottom of the column. And I will accept it, and my structural footing is now correct. Let's go back to the preview view. We can choose it from the project browser or from the tab which we have here. And now I can once again rotate my building. And we can see that all the footings are under the slab. Let's go back to the section 1. Click one of the footing and let's change the material for it. In this specific family, M footing rectangular, which we have loaded to the project, material parameter is placed right here in the properties palette. So this is an instance parameter, so we only will change it for this one instance of a family in the project. But sometimes the materials are placed in type properties. So if you don't find any parameter of material right here, you might go to the edit type and look right over here for this parameter. So to change it, I will have to go to property palette. I have here a structural material parameter. So to change, I have here set the concrete cast in place gray. So let's click on the name of the material. Revit open the window of material browser. Now here let's set concrete, and here I have my reinforced concrete. So I will choose him, OK, and as you can see, this one footing had my changed material. To change material for all the footings in the project, we have to once again choose one of the footing with the right button of the mouse. Select all instances visible in entire project once again, and as we have different material in these two elements, my property palette doesn't show the value of this structural material. So let's click on it, and Revit automatically remember our last selection, and let's click OK. For all the structural foundation 26 elements, we changed structural material. So I hope that we can finish our foundation topic, which are placed in ribbon, tab structure and group foundation. Thank you for your attention.